What you gonna do for that end zone? I'm in the...
It's week 8 of the National Football League, and the spotlight is on Najee Harris. He's been a frequent end zone tourist. He's second in the league in rushing touchdowns. It's the Steelers and the Giants on Monday night.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we've been around for a minute, as the kids like to say. I called your games. There are guys who you played with back in your day who are now the veteran players in the league. And we got a couple of veterans here at quarterback. What a difference it makes for a team when they come in with a guy who knows what he's doing back at quarterback.
Oh, and it really does. And remember, Mike, the only way to gain experience is to gain experience. There's no magic formula. You got to be in the fire, make mistakes, make great plays, learning lessons. The more you see, the better you get. And no position is that more magnified than in the NFL at the quarterback position. So the fact that these guys have played so many games, so many seasons, they've seen so much, that's a huge advantage for each of these teams. Now the question is, in today's matchup, who comes out on top?
The Steelers led out by their quarterback, Russell Wilson. Still strange to not see him in a Seattle uniform where he was for a decade, couple of years with the Broncos. And now Greg, the 9-time Pro Bowler, year 1 in Pittsburgh.
One thing that was pretty evident when we had a chance to talk to him, Mike, is this guy, he just wasn't satisfied with his individual performance. They came away with the win, and that was great. But one area that seems to continue to hold him back is that he's predetermining where he goes with the ball. Not only did it lead to the 2 interceptions, but it leads to some missed opportunities as the play unfolds. He could have had more touchdown output if he would have just gotten off that first read and found the open man. He got away with it last week. He doesn't want to make a habit of trying to get away with it every week. He needs to clean that up, especially if he wants to come away with a win here today.
DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And it'll lead to a second down. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Out of the gun, here's Russ. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the former number 2 overall pick. That was back in 2015, Marcus Mariota.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he just looked indecisive. He didn't look like he was very comfortable operating within this system, and it led to a combination of poor throws and, frankly, a lot of bad decisions. I think he needs to stop just locking in on one guy. Let the offense unfold. Trust what the play caller and the game plan have established. I think if he can just operate the offense and not feel like it's all on his shoulders to create everything, I think it'll allow him to just take a little bit of a deep breath, let the game come to him, and have a lot more success than he did last week. Really nice play there by Malik Neighbors. And when we talked to the head coach, Brian Dable, what did he tell us? He said, I need more competitive guys. I need guys that are going to go out there and compete for the ball, play in and play out. And Remember, Mike, this is a guy that led college football in yards per game last year at over 120 yards receiving per game. So they got themselves a pretty special talent here in New York, and I think we're just scratching the surface.
Second down and 3. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Encroachment, defense. Automatic first down.
First and 10 now from the 36. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. Slayton is the man in motion. They'll run here with the rookie. And he will get into the end zone. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, New York. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. Extra point by Gano is up and good. And the Giants will take a 7-0 lead. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Steelers' offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. We check out the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns coming into this weekend, and you see he is currently 2nd in that category. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
The Giants offense ready for their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. To the outside, complete to Johnson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the zone read, a give to Tracy. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. In motion, it's Robinson. Now, faking the give. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
This drive begins with a run by Harris. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line. Second down and 8. Play action. It's Wilson. That's caught by the tight end, Darnell Washington. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Here's 1st and 10. Wilson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They run it over center with Harris. He's got it. That's a first down up across midfield and down to the 47-yard line.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 6. So we've played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. It's the Giants leading this one early. And we're back. Here's 2nd and 6. Hopkins sent in motion. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Brian Burns with the sack, and that's exactly the type of play the Giants envisioned when they traded for him from Carolina back in March. Only 8 sacks a season ago, and the question was that production indicative of him as a player or more of his surroundings? But either way, he's picked up right where he left off, and he's one of the best pass rushers in the entire league.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. And he'll get a few yards back here on the return before being forced out of bounds. Malik Neighbors heading out with the Giants offense for their next possession. He's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, hasn't he? You get a look at where he ranks in terms of receptions by a wideout. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Now whistles and a timeout. So on 4th down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants. This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Wilson lines up in the pistol. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled 1st half continues. Throwing is Wilson. That is caught. It is Hopkins. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. 3rd down and 9. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half, and good enough for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Another run here with Harris. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
The Giants offense ready to take over once more. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
They'll look to throw. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. 13 yards on the catch there. 1st down, Giants. Back to the air one more time. The throw on the run is complete. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. In motion, it's Robinson. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Back to throw. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. Here now, 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down. 2 minutes remain. 1st half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to the Steel City after this. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Now they'll set up to throw. Pass pulled in by Tracy.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive. And here's 3rd and 4. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. That is caught. And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it.
He's got his big tight end, Daniel Bellinger. Touchdown, Giants. Now, Cano for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Giants move out on top, 14-0. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. This one complete to Washington. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
At the 32-yard line.
Play action. It's Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got his man. It's Pickens. And they will finally get him out of bounds, but not until he's near the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Russ. First down throw there is incomplete.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
On 2nd down, Russ. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. So we have hit halftime here on a Monday night. And no rest for the weary. Let's get right back to it. Quarter number 3 set to begin. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. The Giants offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Now it's Tracy looking to run. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. Here's a 2nd and 9. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down, New York.
They'll run with Tracy. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
That's to Robinson. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. The defense could not bring him down. It's a catch and run of 22 yards. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. A toss left side, caught by his running back.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball.
Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. One of the Steelers has it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage. And I think we had a case of that going here.
And remember now,
After review of the play, the rule on the field is reversed.
so that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. On 4th down, the veteran Graham Gano for the Giants field goal try. This is going to be from 53 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Giants stake themselves to a 17-0 lead. Graham Gano now, following the field goal, back to kick this one away. Austin now to return this. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. Steelers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all. a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. That's quickly out to Williams. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
At the 42-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Play action. Now Wilson. Quick throw taken in. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
To throw again is Wilson. He's got it at the 7. Out of bounds, but in business. They mark him down near the 2. A big-time play for Pittsburgh. 33 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll run with Harris. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Najee Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That touchdown puts him in double digits. Now 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers are back in this one. It's 17-7. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Giants offense and their running back set to go once more. 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Pass complete to Neighbors. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the return, and he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Steelers offense, and they're On the handoff, it's Harris. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
Wilson lines up in the pistol. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack. And we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Give up the middle to Harris. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
Try to run for it with Harris. He will have a Steelers first down. He's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Left side into the hands of Hopkins. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of play. So, 3 quarters. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. They go play action now. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. So out comes the veteran, Chris Boswell, in a big spot. This to get back to a 1-possession game. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within 1 score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. In motion, it's Robinson. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. On the ground is right back to Tracy. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. The Giants sending out their punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Taken at the 19. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Steelers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. A quick throw, going to be caught by Pickens. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. It's into the hands of Pickens once again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Again, Wilson. That's complete, left side to Pickens. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Wilson will throw again. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On 1st down, Wilson. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll try to run it with Harris. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Najee Harris. Touchdown Steelers. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. Numbers 10 and 11 on the year. The game-tying touchdown here in the 4th quarter and a chance to take the lead with the point after.
Mike, the sideline's going crazy with that late score. But they still need this extra point to take the lead here and see if they can hang on to this 4th quarter lead.
This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Back to throw here to begin the drive. This is intercepted. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
A give, and here comes Harris. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
On 1st down, right back to Harris. And he'll get about 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Second down, it's Fields. He is in. Justin Fields. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and Marcus Mariota set to take over once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. A gain of 15 and a 1st down.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Left side in the hands of Neighbors. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. It is 2nd and a yard. They'll drop to throw. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And this is taken in by the defense. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, it's Harris. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. They'll give it to Harris again. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong. And he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
A run with Harris. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock. Two first downs have them up to the 44-yard line. It's 1st and 10. A run. Here's Harris. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. And the big night continues. That last run gives him yardage to put him over 100 for the game. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Steelers, winners, as we say so long from the confluence of the Three Rivers in Pittsburgh.